came, they're like, oh, are you waiting on someone? No, it's just me. Mind you, I'm scrolling on Instagram every day. I see somebody getting engaged every single day. I'm like, God, okay, I get it. Your season of separation is not abandonment. It's not abandonment. It's not abandonment. January 19th, 2023. Yes, I remember. I want a family, I want kids. You are being separated from that person because God no longer sees them fit for your life. And that is okay. Alright, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna Nicole. If you're new here, if you're not new here, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe button. Or I guess there's no comment. Well, there is a comment button, but you actually would have to type. Anyways, just don't forget to engage with me, y'all. Engage with me. So I finally decided what series I'm going to do next. It took a little minute for me to, get everything together, get all my thoughts together, get exactly like what I want to do. So I'm so happy that y'all are here. I hope this series does as well as my last one. My last one did like okay, but obviously like I want to reach more people. So this is my first episode of my Solo Dolo Diaries. I'm calling it Solo Dolo because that's how I talk. But like most people just say Solo Diaries. No, Solo Dolo Diaries. And so I'm just going to be sitting down. This is going to be a series where I'm sitting, talking, yapping, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to share things that I'm learning in real time. Obviously, there will be like certain topics, like specific topics for each episode, but it's going to be like in real time because I'm, still navigating a breakup, still navigating being, working towards not being a lukewarm Christian. That is a thing for me right now. I'm trying to get out. I wouldn't say, I'm about to start yapping. See, I'm about to start yapping already. So in today's video, I just want to talk about learning to be alone without feeling lonely, because I feel like that's something that a lot of us go through. Sorry, I'm looking at my iPad to make sure I don't miss anything. I feel like that's something that a lot of us go through, especially in seasons where we feel like God is like stripping things away from us that we're like, give me that back, please. So I feel like there is a lot of people who are definitely going through that, because that is something that happens every day. So I want to talk about what it's like to feel alone. So obviously during my breakup in the very beginning. Oh, and also I'm going to be touching on some scriptures that also can help you get through it, help me get through it, or helped me continue to get through it. So that's also going to be like a part of my Solo Dolo Diaries. And maybe I shouldn't call it Solo Dolo because I'm not doing it solo dolo. I'm not. God is with me. God is doing this with me. So maybe I might need to rename it Solo Dolo, but with God. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do that. I don't know if y'all can hear that because I'm on my mic, but anyway. So feeling alone, obviously you're going to feel alone, especially if God has ripped a person away from you. Sorry, this like sun is blowing me. Okay, we're just going to keep it. Or maybe I'll just turn this way. Yeah, that's better. Obviously, if God stripped a person away from you, you're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel like you have nobody. For me, I'm just going to speak on my experience. I did feel lonely. There was a lot of times in my relationship where I felt lonely. Just because, for one, I'm in another state than my family and my close friends. As of right now, though, I do have more friends than I did when all this happened. Like, I kind of just recently started going out with friends and hanging with people. So for a while, though, I was definitely just to myself and to my man. Like, if he wasn't here, because you guys know he was in the military. So if he wasn't here and he was out of town, there was a lot of like, I would be like clung to my phone, like waiting for him to call or text or just just stay on the phone with me or do this with me. Like, there's a lot of that. So I feel like, you know, being with him actually taught me how to be alone. I took myself on dates. That's like the start of me actually learning to be alone. And now that I think about it, God probably put me in that to learn how to be alone. Because when I first came out here, I was in school. I was going to school out here. And I mean, y'all probably know what school. But anyway, I was going to school out here. So I went, when I went there, I was by myself. My parents dropped me off to the school. It was my first time away from home ever because my undergrad, I was still at home. My whole undergrad, I was at home. And then my senior year of undergrad I was supposed to go to the school, but COVID happened. So I ended up just staying home. And then obviously school was all online. So it was just like a whole thing. Like, me moving out of New Jersey to come to Virginia was a big change for me. So I definitely did feel alone, and I feel like that is probably why God allowed me to be in that relationship for that amount of time, because him being in the military, he was gone randomly. He would leave, or randomly he wouldn't be able to speak to me, or randomly things like that kind of forced me to, all right, you're not you're just gonna sit in the house all day or what, or sit in your room all day. Because when I was at college, I did sit in that room a lot, unless my roommate wanted to do something. But once I got, but for the most part, I was by myself, and I felt like I learned how to be by myself. And then once I got my own apartment, I learned how to be by myself even more. And then I started taking myself on dates, and then I started to be okay with going places alone. It is okay. So you're gonna feel alone. Feeling alone is okay. These are things that I have felt during this season. And feeling like life got quieter, you're gonna feel like things around you are just you're just going through the motions, going through the flow. So yeah. And then when something or someone, I'm just gonna speak on someone because that's the season I'm in, and that's really what I can speak on because I'm in it and I have the experience. So missing certain people, missing the ex, missing the routines y'all had, or missing that version of yourself when you were with that person, that is something that you're gonna feel, and it is okay. There are times where I do miss a certain scenario, or I miss a certain routine, or I miss, things like that. But you don't miss the actual person. You miss the routine, if that makes sense. I mean, you could miss the person, and then just learning how being alone, it can feel uncomfortable at first, for sure. It can definitely feel uncomfortable. When I first took myself on my first solo date, it was awkward. I was on my phone the whole time. My first solo date was to Cheesecake Factory. And this was before I knew that you could just sit at the bar. You could just place yourself at the bar and just chill. If I knew that, I would have did that. Because my second go around, I definitely sat at that bar. But I sat at the table in the Cheesecake Factory. I sat in the seats where it's the big sofa, and then they have the small tables. There's a square, and then there's a 2-seater, and the square 2-seater. I sat at the 2-seater, and it was in between two couples. So I'm just sitting there solo dolo, and yeah, it was awkward. It was very awkward. Because when the waiter came, they're like, oh, are you waiting on someone? No, it's just me. So it's just it's awkward at first. It for sure will be awkward at first, but it's okay. Awkward, uncomfortable. You'll get over it. So there were times that I didn't always know how to sit with myself. I would always have to have a video playing, or I would have to be playing Sims, or I would, I don't know, listen to music. It was a lot of things where I just couldn't be by myself. In the beginning, I definitely did call my best friend a lot. I did call her a lot. Cousin, I just always wanted to talk to somebody. I was calling my parents. I was on the phone with them, on the weekends. I would be on the phone with them all day. It was that kind of, because for me, on the weekends, that was mostly when I would be like occupied by my ex, and we would be like going places or doing things or just chilling and watching a movie or stuff like that. So like, because I didn't have that, I had to, I tried to bring something in the midst, like bring something to fill the void of me just sitting by myself and thinking. Because especially like I told you guys previously, like the whole first week, I for sure was crying a lot, and it was hard. If I did sit with myself, I would start crying. So I tried to do a lot of things to distract myself. Not saying that's like a good or bad thing, because you see where I'm at, but I also did it with God. So that's why I am where I'm at. But so sometimes loneliness isn't just about missing the people, it's about facing yourself. So you have to be with yourself at some point, and you have to figure out like, okay, this happened, it's okay, I'm gonna be okay, I'm gonna move forward, and it's okay. Like, if you think like that, I promise you life gets like 10 times easier, because you're like, well, on to the next. Like, who cares? Not who cares, but like, like it's not that big of a deal. Because if God is removing it, it's for a reason. If God is removing it, he's going to give you something better. And that's that. Whether that's another person, whether that's, I don't know, anything that is going to make you better and make you, closer to God. Because that's really what the whole purpose is, just being closer to him. God will sometimes allow isolation so that healing can happen without all the noise. So for me, like once I did stop calling everybody and like trying to talk about the situation 1,000 times, I did sit with myself. I did cry. I did talk to God. Like when I tell you I was talking to God every single second, not every single second, but a lot throughout the day, like just like questioning. I would question him. I would be like why is this happening? And like, things like that, because I just like, but I had to come to some sort of like understanding in my head, and like knowing like this person is not for you, and it's okay. It's gonna be okay. So the difference between solitude and loneliness is loneliness can feel like emptiness and rejection and sadness, but solitude can become intentional, healing, and peaceful. So the goal isn't pretending that you never feel lonely. That's not the case, because everybody's gonna feel Jesus Lord. Everybody's gonna feel lonely at some point. So that's not the goal. The goal is learning that being alone doesn't mean being forgotten. So just because you're alone doesn't mean everybody forgot about you. Doesn't mean that you don't have like friends or family. Being alone, you just need to be alone. Be in your own space. Be in your own, understand yourself. Especially like when you go through a breakup, it for sure can like alter your brain to where like you're like, do I even know myself? Like especially for me, like I was with that person for 3 years. 3 years ago when I was single, I don't even know who's that. I don't even know who she is. So I have to like relearn myself and reposition myself. Obviously I'm older, so I'm not going to be the same I was when I was 24, because that's when I met him, I was 24. It was like near my birthday, so I was about to be 25. So I'm not the same person. So like just learning to like relearning yourself is like a big thing, and like being alone is how you can relearn yourself. So I want to read the Bible verse Psalms 34:18, which is actually the verse that is for my brand. Like I use that verse for my brand. 34. All right. 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. So even when you feel alone, God is not distant. God is there. He is willing to hear you out. And trust me, God already knows before it even happens, he knew it was gonna happen. So he's already prepared. He already knows like what's up. You don't even gotta tell him, really. You start crying, God knows. He knows. So even when you do feel alone, just know that God is there. So if you don't have friends, you don't have family, you don't have any of that to like be there for you during hard times or when you've lost something or lost someone, God is there. You just really have to pray and talk to him. Sorry, I'm gonna highlight this. They gave out Bibles at Devoted, y'all. So I have a Bible finally. Remember I was telling y'all I want to get another Bible because the one I had was like thee and thou and they and thy, and like I just don't understand it. So this one is way better. I definitely understand this one. So that's great. But anyway, next we're gonna read Deuteronomy. Why is it Deuteronomy? Okay. Sorry. How embarrassing. I was just trying to get the word out. Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth. Did y'all ever study like the Bible verses? Because when I was younger, I think I told y'all this. My mom used to make me and my brother remember it. And I think I only got to like 2 Samuel. That's up to what I know. All right, Deuteronomy 31:6 says, be strong and courageous and do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you, and he will never leave nor forsake you. This is a big one for me because when you go through a breakup, it literally feels like your heart is literally being ripped out of your body. Especially if you love that person and you've been with that person for a minute. It hurts so bad. And it does feel like God just doesn't care. It does feel like that. But that's not the truth, and that's not the case. So when you do go through those times, you want to be strong. You want to be courageous. You don't want to be afraid. Just like you have to keep reminding yourself like God is with me. God is with me. God is with me. God is with me. And he is not going to let me go through anything that I can't bear. He is not going to do that. So your season of separation is not abandonment. It's not abandonment. It's not abandonment. It's not abandonment. You are being separated from that person because God no longer sees them fit for your life. And that is okay. It is okay. And like, mind you guys, like, I'm still healing. Like, I still go through moments where I do cry for like a quick second, and then I be like, girl, what are you crying for? But like, it's just to say that like God, he will literally help you through it, guide you through it. Like, there are so many things that I could have been doing, would have been doing, but God just like, no. He's not gonna take you through that knowing what could possibly happen. So just trust him. When he removes something, trust him. It's his. He's using you. You are his. So don't think like, oh, he can't do that. He can't remove you, blah, blah, blah. No. He can and he will. Especially if you pray the prayer, which is what I did. All right. Anyway, so yeah, your season of separation is not abandonment. Don't think it's abandonment. God is there. God is hearing you. God is listening. God is wanting the best for you and has the best for you. It's 10 times better than what you could ever think or imagine. So next is what God started showing me in isolation. So he did show me things that I just like. He showed me things that I thought that I was, what should I say, through with, but I wasn't. So now I'm like being taken back to like trying to heal those parts as well. and maybe heal is not the word. I guess grow from and be be delivered from these things that I no longer need to be a part of. So things such as habits that I shouldn't be doing, or attachments that I shouldn't have, or idols, or insecurities, or fear of being not chosen, fear of not being chosen, fear of stillness, and and the need for validation. And there's a whole bunch more that I could probably add on to there. But God is definitely showing me a lot in this season where I just need to reel it in and sit with him and him only. But, as a human being, and as we were born into sin, it is I won't say it's like so hard, but it's hard because I'm a human being. Like, everybody sins, everybody has their habits and things like that. So it's like, we're not perfect, and it's hard to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect ever, but just trying to get there and trying to be the best version of yourself is really what God wants and what God has for you. So, and this isn't just about me. Like, this could be about any of y'all. And it's just me being real, which is what I said I'm going to do in the beginning. So maybe like being overly attached to attention, or being confused. I confuse being wanted with being valued. And maybe I was filling space with people instead of letting God heal me, which is something that I may be struggling with. And not just like, a romantic type of thing, but like friends too. Like, I feel like, because I have been, going outside more, and it's like, I'm not the outside type of girl. Like, it's cool, it's fun, but like, I would honestly rather be like booed up and like with a family and kids, and like, I don't know, it is like something God is showing me. Like, I just need to just sit with him. But I feel like you can still go outside, you can still have your fun, and then still respect, yourself at the same time. So that's the only thing. But yeah, so God definitely is showing me a lot in this season. Not to get all into details and all that, but he for sure is showing me a lot, and things that I do need to grow from. And that's probably why I am in this season. So the next Bible verse that I want to bring up is John 15:2. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that bears fruit he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. So sometimes God will remove distractions, relationships, or comfort to grow you. And so, like, I told you guys, like, the story on how we like ended things and stuff. And it was very like abrupt, because that same day we went on a date. So, but that same day I also prayed to God, like, if this person is not for me, because after I found the 2 females in his phone, I was like, if this person is not for me, God, like, please, like, just end this now. God wasted no time. Like, absolutely none. So I feel like he did remove him. He did remove the relationship. He did do all that to grow me, because who knows? I mean, obviously my person is out there, and I need to grow from this in order to be with that person. And there's a lot of things I need to grow in. And I feel like God definitely had to separate me from that in order to help me grow. Because when I tell you, there's a lot of things I will not tolerate, especially if we're in a relationship, not tolerating it. You will literally, and this is not like, I'm just more strict with that, with my other person, and then also with myself. So, yeah. But let me highlight this. And then some things that helped me to stop feeling empty was spending intentional time with God. I'm still working on this, so I'm trying to do it more. There is like this girl that I used to watch on TikTok, like when I first got out of my breakup. I used to do these Bible studies on TikTok, but then I started going to the gym in like the evenings now, so I kind of miss it for the most part because I don't get home and be like done and in the bed, like showered and stuff. I don't be done my stuff until like 8 o'clock, and then by then she's like halfway through. So it's kind of hard for me to catch the lives now, but I am trying to get back to figuring out a schedule to spend intentional time with God. I know people like say like, oh, get up like in the morning at like before you go to work, and I mean I could do that, but like waking up really early and then and then that sounds like an excuse. So let me just stop right there. But I for sure am trying to find some intentional time to have with God. Journaling can help you to stop feeling empty. I did do that for a while. Like even when I was in a relationship and we would have like our issues or whatever, I would literally journal it. And the other day, not the other day, but like I think like a couple months ago, I found the journal and I was reading it and I'm just like why? Why were you dealing with that and why were you just letting it slide? It's just like a lot of things that, I don't know, when you journal, are you supposed to go back and read it? I don't know. But I guess you could to like see your growth or whatever, but for me, like going back and reading it kind of just like gave me trauma like over. Like it like triggered me bad and I was like, I'm gonna close this and I can't read anymore. So, but yeah, journaling can help. As far as just like getting it off your chest in that moment, not saying you have to go back and read anything like I did. Also, going on solo dates. We love a solo date. I actually want to do this a little bit more often because I feel like, when's the last time I went on a solo date? I don't even know. I told you guys I've been to Cheesecake Factory. I've been there twice by myself. And actually one of the times that I went, my ex was out with some girl and another, let me just not even talk about that. But yeah, so I did go to Cheesecake Factory twice, and then I did go to Boyle Bay, or I don't know if it was Boyle Bay, Twisted Crab. I went to a seafood boil place 3 times. So I've been on 5 solo dates. Actually, no, and then when I went to Jersey, the last time I went to Jersey, I went to this tacos and tequilas place that has these empanadas that I love so much. I went there by myself. So 6 dates, I'm pretty sure. So 6 dates in total. I do want to do more because of the reason, like how I can count all of those on my hand. I don't like that. I don't want to be able to count them. Also, making your space feel peaceful, which is what I'm working on. Like as y'all see, like my room, my beauty room. This is gonna be like my beauty room, content room. Like once I get a desk and like I just want to make my space. And like once I get a couch and I have a kitchen table coming, so that's going to be something that I can do. I just feel like making your space more peaceful and like stewarding your space is like very, very important, especially if you want God to provide for you in bigger and better ways, like outside of like an apartment, like wanting a house and some stuff like that. So taking care of what you have and making it like, cute and, like when I have a whole family, I'm probably not going to make everything all girly and pink and probably not because it's probably going to be neutral. But yeah, as y'all seen, I got a whole new bed set. I did have like a neutral color bed set and I decided I want pink. So I got pink. And it's just like, making your space your own and loving it and doing what you want to do for you because you can, because you're single. Yeah. Okay. Building routine. So I do have a routine, especially during the week. I wake up, go to work. When I leave work, I go straight to the gym. When I come back from the gym, I eat dinner, take a shower, lay in my bed, talk on the phone with my parents a little bit, play some Sims if I have time, and go to bed. That's my weekly routine. And I'm going to add reading my Bible into there. I think I'm going to try to start reading like on my breaks. or something, because I feel like that's like, I get an hour break, so that's like enough time. But yes. And then reading your Bible even when emotions are heavy. So yes, that is a fact. When things are good, when things are bad, read your Bible. And that's what I was doing. And I feel like I do it when things are, I feel like obviously I was hurting, so I was getting more into my Bible, but it's still good to read your Bible even when things are great. And then not running back to what God removed just because you feel lonely. That is that is a big one. And that is something I told myself I would not be doing. Not this go around. Not at all. Because I have previously done stuff like that, and it honestly just gets me nowhere. And it gets me back to being hurt again. And it gets me back to feeling like, why did you just do that again? Because this person still doesn't value you. This person still doesn't really want to be with you. You're kind of just doing it because you feel lonely. And that's not proactive at all. So definitely do not run back to what God removed at all. And see, that's why I prayed. Remember I told you guys I had to talk to God, like, please show me, like, this is not my husband, because I know for a fact that I'll be good with, like, leaving the person alone. I can leave you alone, especially if you're telling me to. I can leave you alone. But once you come back, now I'm like, why did you come back? And now I'm like curious, and now I wanna try, because you wanna try. Which is what happened to me with him. He left, and I told you guys, like, he broke up with me, I don't know what, 5 times? The last time was the 5th time. So the time before that, maybe like the 3rd time. No, yeah, maybe like the 3rd time he broke up with me. He didn't talk to me for like 2 months. He came back. He called my phone randomly. And I remember the date exactly. I remember the date. It was January 19th, 2023. Yes, I remember. I'm sitting in here. I had my bed in here at that point because I still didn't have a bed frame. So I had my bed in here. I was sleeping in here. And I'm plucking my wig. He calls me and he's like, first of all, I didn't have his number saved, but I did know his number. So it's ringing. I'm like, there's no way. I haven't heard from you in 2 months. Like, you, and that point, I don't even think he actually like broke up with me for real. I think he just said like he wanted space. So it's not even like we were really like broken up, but we were broken up. And at that time, I wasn't like, I was texting people, but like I wasn't seeing nobody. I wasn't going on dates. I wasn't doing none of that. I was literally upset. That time, I was upset like every day for like 2 months. And I was not eating. I was not sleeping. And it was getting bad. But around like the time he called, it was getting better. So I was good. I was like, okay, cool. Like, he's done. He calls me and he's outside. And this is what I mean by when I had to tell God, or not tell, I didn't tell God nothing. When I had to talk to God to ask him, like, can you please tell me if this person is for me or not? That is the exact reason why, because I know myself. I know that if somebody comes back to me, it's hard for me to just be like, no, you did what you did. You need to stay where you're at. And it's hard for me to do that. So that's why I had to ask him that. And so that he can give me confirmation, like, this person's not for you. Do not go back to this person. So I blocked him on everything, and that is it. I'm not unblocking you. I'm not. And I cannot, and I will not. Because what is the point? God already told me you're not my husband. What are we doing? So, and that was just in case he tried to come back, which, I mean, he probably hasn't. Probably doesn't even, like, you know, he had 2 girls in his line. He probably not worried about me. And at this point, he probably has way more. So who really cares? But it's just like, that's the reason why. Because he did try to come back. And he did come back the 3rd time. And he did come back the 4th time. And then he somehow told me that it's my fault. Anyway. So yeah. Do not run back to what God removed. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So as far as peace goes, I'm going to read Isaiah 26, verse 3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. So peace grows when your mind stays anchored in God. So like I said, when like during my breakup or whatever, I was in community group. So obviously we're reading God's word, we're talking about God, we're in God's, presence, and just that in itself gave me peace. And I really didn't need anything else. Like, it literally brought me out of like the crying. And obviously, like, when I talked about it, because like in my community group, like, we obviously talk about things that we're going through and stuff. So when I would speak about it, I would cry because obviously I'm hurting. So it's just like after that though, it still is like a peace type of feel that goes over me. Like, it just takes over me because I know that God is there. I know that God is there. He is with me, and he brought these people for me. So it was like, it was a beautiful thing, honestly. Yeah. So peace grows when your mind stays anchored in God. So make sure you're in your word. Make sure you're talking to God. Make sure you're praying to God. Talk to him. Like, you could talk to him like he's your friend. I'm just sitting right here. He will listen to you. He understands you. He hears you. It's okay. So I'm still learning that being alone is not the same as being unwanted. I can be alone and people could want me. That's fine. But it's not the same. I don't have to equate being alone with like people don't want me, people don't like me. I don't need to equate that. Okay? And then I'm still learning that God can be doing his best work in the quiet. So for me, it's been rough trying to just sit here and wait like, God, where's my husband? Where is my husband? I'm 28, bro. I'm 28. I want a family. I want kids. Mind you, I'm scrolling on Instagram every day. I see somebody getting engaged every single day. I'm like, God, okay, I get it. I get it. But he's still showing it to me, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do. So he has somebody for me, and he's working. That's all I can say. But yes, every day I'm thinking like, I just have to trust him. Just trust him. Just trust him. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. But I think about it so much. Just being real with y'all. I think about it so much. So there's that. And then I'm still learning to enjoy my own company. Honestly, I feel like I've been enjoying my own company a lot more lately. Like, I'm not that I'm like liking being like single, but I do enjoy my own company. I do like living by myself. I do like the luxury of just being able to, like, for example, last night I went out with my friends. I left the house at 10. Like, I left at 10. I came back at 3:30 in the morning. And I wasn't doing nothing crazy. I was just out with them. We went to like a little club, bar thing. They were playing matchmaking music, so I didn't know nothing. And then we went to Waffle House. And then we went to our friend's house. And then we went home. And it was just a great night. And I just, I enjoyed their company. But then I was ready to get back into my bed and be like solo dolo. Y'all understand? So yeah. And then I'm still learning that this season is not punishment. And I remind myself that every single day. It's not punishment. God loves me. God has somebody for me. I just have to do what he is asking me to do. And mind you, I'm not perfect. Like, I still am going through like other things that I need to work on within myself. I'm still going through them. And yeah, I'm talking to y'all because I'm talking to myself too. So yeah. And this video is mad long. But yeah, not to like keep y'all too much longer, but I just want to wrap it up. Last verse, okay? Ecclesiastes. I'm not going to read it out of my Bible. I do have like the verses written down here. Last verse. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3:1. So this season has purpose, even if it feels uncomfortable. If you feel lonely, if you feel unseen, if you feel left behind, if you feel disconnected, remember that. Remember that. Remind yourself that isolation is not always rejection. It's not rejection. It just means that you need to be in your own space. In your own space, in your own, like, learn yourself. Learn yourself, because when it's time to learn somebody else and you don't know yourself, you're just going to turn into that person. Now it's two of y'all. So, and then sometimes it's redirection. Sometimes God is protecting you. Sometimes he's rebuilding you privately, which is what I feel is happening for me. Okay? Okay. So we're going to wrap this up. So if you're in a season where life feels quieter than you expected, I just want to remind you that alone does not mean that you are abandoned. It does not mean that. It does not mean that you are not abandoned. And if you think you're abandoned, you have me. You have me. You have me. And I have you, hopefully. And then God is still with you. God is still working. And in this season, still has purpose. This season has purpose. So learn yourself. Be with yourself. Do things you like to do while you are by yourself. Because when you're not by yourself, there's probably going to be a lot of times where you're going to want to do something for yourself and you can't. And now's the time. Now is all the time. God is still working. And this season still has a purpose. So if you can relate, I want you to comment below. I want you to let me know. And we can be friends and besties. And then I'll see you guys in my next episode of my Solo Dolo Diaries. With Jesus, of course. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, share, subscribe.